someone tell me, this is actually, I think that this is kind of a misleading graph, and you haven't seen completely why it's misleading yet, but can someone give me some reasons as to why this is actually hard to make good comparisons? Vivian?
Probably because the y-axis is not labeled, so you don't know like what it represents.
Okay, yeah, you're saying this axis is completely missing labels. You don't know what it represents.
Anna used her plan, and she immediately started by showing the student work for Natalie and Chris, and used the advice that we had given during the team meeting.
So we're going to look at Natalie's first two histograms. Let's start off with what did Natalie do right on these histograms? Vivian?
Her bar graphs are not separated, so that's good.
Okay, they're not separated. They're touching. Histograms are supposed to touch. Can anyone tell me some things that are missing?
She didn't put a title on top of her graph.
Okay, she didn't put titles on top of her graph. What else about this is a little bit off? Caitlin?
I see intervals, but then maybe it's just the way she did it that it doesn't look like there's bars above it.
Yeah.
I've always really liked math, and she's gotten me to a point where math is like a really cool subject, and like the way she also teaches, like we do like everyday life with our math. We're more involved and we can understand it more, and it makes it a lot simpler to think about it.
Now let's look at Chris's graph. You actually have all the bars for all the data, but it doesn't match your intervals. So why is that?
Oh, because after I had labeled the X and Y, I wrote the numbers on the X and Y axis, I didn't really, I wasn't really 100% focused on where I put them. I just like drew the bars.
In this school, you're always encouraged to participate. And I think that's good because we all, need to participate. Because part of it is because it's part of our grade. Second of all, it gives us a chance to give our thoughts and then maybe help someone who didn't know in the first place.
Here, you actually made the bars a little bit wider. Do you think you could have done that here too? Yeah.
And she gave Chris the opportunity and Natalie the opportunity to reflect on their work publicly, which is really hard.
The bars aren't where they're supposed to be, so without that, the chart that's above it, you wouldn't be able to tell which bar goes to which interval.
I'm teaching them math, but I'm really teaching them perseverance, how to work through problems when they get difficult. I'm teaching them working in groups, which is something that they're going to have to do in real life. Whatever makes the most sense to you, because you're the one that's going to have to interpret the data.
The notion of deeper learning is about figuring out which pieces make sense and constructing an argument, and then when you construct that argument, being able to publicly state it and defend it.
Based on the information shown in each graph, I think the Knicks are better with rebounds than the Pacers.
I mean, it's changed me as a teacher. It's made me a lot more thoughtful and deliberate. Being able to work with other teachers, bounce off other ideas, it's just really helped me figure out how to actually get more in depth. The kids really understand at a deeper level what they're doing because we're spending more time letting them get to that deeper level. So I hope that they just look back on it and say, this is what learning should be.